Picture this: you're a hidden investor in the most complex financial system imaginable, the economy of your own life. But here's the shocking truth nobody tells you. Every complaint is a withdrawal that you can never get back. What if I told you that complaining is like a secret tax collector, slowly draining your most valuable resources, time, energy, and opportunity? Not with money, but with something far more precious. Today, we're going to expose the hidden mechanism of how complaints act as a silent siphon of your personal potential. Complaining isn't just words, it's a sophisticated mechanism of self-sabotage that most people never see coming. We've all done it. Muttering about traffic, grumbling about work, criticizing circumstances beyond our control. But what if these seemingly harmless expressions were actually precise instruments of personal destruction? Let's break down what complaining really is. At its core, complaining is a psychological defense mechanism, a way for the mind to avoid taking responsibility. When we complain, we're essentially saying, "The world is happening to me and I have no control." It's a narrative of victimhood, carefully constructed to protect our ego from the challenging work of personal transformation. Neuroscience reveals something fascinating about this habit. Every time you complain, your brain doesn't just hear the words, it rewires itself. Think of your brain like a computer, constantly running background programs. Complaints are like malware, slowly corrupting your mental operating system. Research in cognitive psychology shows that our brains have a remarkable plasticity. This means the neural pathways we use most frequently become stronger and more automatic. When you complain regularly, you're essentially training your brain to become a complaint processing machine. It's like installing a permanent negative filter that colors every experience. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Complaining doesn't just affect your internal world, it creates a ripple effect in your external reality. Imagine your thoughts and words as a broadcasting system. Every complaint is a signal sent out to the universe, and surprisingly, the universe seems to be an excellent listener. Consider the chemical cocktail triggered by complaining. Your body releases stress hormones like cortisol, the same hormones activated during fight or flight responses. But here's the twist: your body can't distinguish between an actual threat and a verbal complaint, so you're essentially putting yourself through a stress response multiple times a day for no valid reason. This constant state of stress does more than just make you feel bad. It systematically breaks down your body's natural defense mechanisms. Your immune system becomes compromised, your cardiovascular health suffers, and your overall resilience diminishes. Complaining isn't just an emotional habit, it's a full-scale biological attack on your well-being.
Let's talk about the social dynamics of complaining. Have you ever noticed how complainers tend to cluster together? It's not a coincidence. Complaints are contagious. They spread like a virus, creating echo chambers of negativity that reinforce collective limitations.
But here's the most profound revelation. Complaining is a choice, a strategy we unconsciously select, believing it gives us some form of control. In reality, it's doing the exact opposite. It's surrendering control, handing over the steering wheel of your life to circumstances and frustrations. So how do we break free from this cycle? The answer might surprise you. It's not about forced positivity or toxic optimism. It's about developing a strategic awareness of your mental landscape. Practice 1. The complaint audit. For the next 24 hours, become a detective of your own dialogue. Every time you catch yourself complaining, make a mental note. Don't judge, just observe. You'll be shocked at how often complaints slip through unnoticed. Practice 2. The solution redirect. When a complaint emerges, immediately challenge yourself to identify one actionable step you could take. Transform the energy of frustration into a catalyst for change. If you can't change the situation, change your perspective. Practice 3. The gratitude recalibration. Each night, write down 3 things that went right today, no matter how small. This isn't about toxic positivity, it's about training your brain to recognize opportunities instead of obstacles. These practices aren't magical solutions, they're precision tools for mental reprogramming. Think of them as software updates for your consciousness, gradually replacing the complaint algorithm with a problem-solving protocol. The most successful people aren't those who never face challenges, they're individuals who've mastered the art of redirecting complaint energy into creative solutions. They understand that every moment spent complaining is a moment stolen from innovation. Imagine your potential as a vast, unexplored territory. Complaints are like invasive weeds, slowly consuming the fertile ground of possibility. By consciously choosing to eliminate these weeds, you create space for extraordinary growth. This isn't about toxic positivity, this is about strategic empowerment, about recognizing that your internal dialogue is the most sophisticated technology you'll ever possess. And like any technology, it requires consistent maintenance and strategic upgrades. As you leave this moment, ask yourself, are you investing in complaints or are you investing in potential? The choice has always been yours. The tax collector of complaints has been working overtime. It's time to audit your life's most valuable resources. Your mind is waiting, your potential is watching, and the next move, entirely up to you. Silence the complaints, amplify your possibility. Silence the complaints, amplify your possibility. Personal transformations. Decoding the hidden language of complaints. Every complaint carries a profound narrative, a coded message from our inner landscape waiting to be deciphered. At its core, complaining is far more than a simple expression of frustration. It's a complex communication system revealing our deepest fears, unmet needs, and unconscious belief structures. When we peel back the layers of a complaint, we discover a multifaceted psychological artifact. The surface narrative speaks of immediate triggers, while deeper emotional undercurrents expose unresolved fears, suppressed desires, and systemic life patterns. Our complaints are like encrypted messages from our subconscious, demanding careful translation and understanding. The journey of transformation begins with radical self-awareness. By tracking our complaints with scientific precision, we can develop a personal mapping system that reveals recurring themes and underlying psychological mechanisms. This isn't about eliminating complaints, but about understanding their intricate origins, many rooted in childhood programming, survival mechanisms, and identity construction. Our complaints often emerge as protection strategies, unconscious cries for attention, or resistance to unwanted change. They are complex emotional technologies that serve as both barriers and portals to personal growth. Imagine your personal energy as a sophisticated economic system, where each complaint represents a significant withdrawal from your potential's investment account. The cost is profound. Emotional energy depletes, mental clarity diminishes, problem-solving capacity restricts, and relationship dynamics become increasingly complicated. Yet within this seemingly negative mechanism lies an extraordinary opportunity for transformation. By developing a comprehensive complaint detox program involving awareness, reconstruction, and integration, we can rewire our internal communication systems. The ultimate breakthrough comes from treating our internal dialogue as the most powerful technology we'll ever possess. This requires a complete communication system upgrade, amplifying emotional intelligence, developing a nuanced emotional vocabulary, and transforming every complaint into a strategic opportunity. We begin to see complaints not as problems but as portals, invitations to expand consciousness, redesign our internal operating systems, and unlock dormant personal capabilities. At its essence, this journey is about rewriting our personal narratives. Complaints are ultimately stories we tell ourselves about our limitations, and the real transformation begins when we recognize the deeper message, understand its origin, and use it as a catalyst for growth. we shift from being passive recipients of our experiences to active architects of our potential, treating our minds as dynamic, ever-evolving systems of possibility. Silence the complaints, amplify your possibility. Global perspectives, complaining across cultures and consciousness. Beyond individual experiences, complaining presents a fascinating lens through which we can examine human behavior on a global scale. Different cultures approach negativity and problem-solving in uniquely profound ways, offering us insights into alternative modes of thinking and processing challenges. Cultural complaint archetypes. The Scandinavian approach, constructive minimalism. In Nordic countries, there's a cultural philosophy that radically differs from chronic complaining. Known as Janteloven, or the law of Jante, this social code emphasizes collective progress over individual grievances. Instead of complaining, individuals are encouraged to contribute solutions, maintain emotional restraint, focus on communal well-being, transform personal challenges into collective improvements. The result? Societies with some of the highest levels of personal satisfaction and social harmony in the world. Japanese resilience, the art of acceptance. Japanese culture introduces a fascinating concept called shogunai, roughly translated as "it cannot be helped" or "nothing can be done about it." This isn't passive resignation, but a sophisticated approach to processing difficulty. Acknowledge the challenge, assess what can be controlled, release attachment to uncontrollable elements, move forward with grace and intention. This isn't about suppressing emotions, but about channeling them into productive energy. Indigenous wisdom, holistic problem solving. Many indigenous cultures view complaining as a disruption of natural harmony. Instead of verbal complaints, they develop intricate community support systems that address root causes of distress, create collaborative solutions, maintain individual and collective emotional balance, view challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. The global complaint ecosystem. In our hyper-connected world, complaining has become a global language. Social media platforms have transformed personal frustrations into a form of digital currency. But this global complaint network reveals deeper psychological patterns. Misery seeks company. Negativity spreads faster than positivity. Collective complaint creates temporary pseudo-communities. Viral complaints become a form of modern entertainment. The technological amplification of complaints. Our digital ecosystem has created unprecedented complaint amplification mechanisms. Social media platforms reward emotional reactivity. Online forums provide anonymous complaint spaces. Algorithms prioritize and spread negative content. Digital echo chambers reinforce complaint narratives. Evolutionary perspectives on complaining. From a biological standpoint, complaining might have served an evolutionary purpose. Early human survival depended on identifying potential threats, communicating group challenges, maintaining social cohesion through shared experiences, quick threat detection and collective problem solving. But our modern world has fundamentally transformed these survival mechanisms. What once protected us now often imprisons us. The neurodiversity of complaint processing. Not all brains process challenges the same way. Neurodivergent individuals often have unique approaches to handling frustration. Some process emotions more intensely, others develop hyper-analytical problem-solving skills. Certain neurotypes excel at systemic thinking. Many create innovative solutions through different cognitive pathways. Understanding neurodiversity reveals that complaining isn't a one-size-fits-all experience. It's a complex interplay of individual neurological landscapes. Complaint. Intelligence, a new paradigm.
We're introducing a radical concept, complaint intelligence, CI. This isn't about eliminating complaints, but transforming them into strategic insights.
Complaint. Intelligence components. Emotional recognition. Root cause analysis. Solution generation. Adaptive response design. Continuous learning. Imagine complaints as raw data, unprocessed information waiting to be decoded and transformed into breakthrough insights. The future of complaint transformation. As we move further into the 21st century, we're witnessing a global shift. Emerging technologies, psychological research, and cultural evolution are providing unprecedented tools for emotional intelligence development, rapid problem-solving, personal and collective growth, transformative communication strategies. The complaint is no longer just a problem, it's becoming a portal to unprecedented personal and collective evolution. Silence the complaints, amplify your possibility. The deeper mechanics of complaining, a comprehensive exploration. Let's dive deeper into the intricate world of complaining beyond the surface-level understanding most people have. What we're about to uncover is a complex system of psychological, neurological, and social dynamics that transform complaining from a simple verbal expression into a sophisticated, life-altering mechanism. The neurological landscape of complaints. Every complaint is a neural event with far-reaching consequences. Dr. Andrew Newberg, a neuroscientist specializing in brain research, discovered something remarkable about negative language. When we complain, our brain actually reinforces neural pathways that make future complaining easier and more automatic. Imagine your brain as a vast network of highways. Each time you complain, you're not just expressing dissatisfaction, you're literally paving a new road that makes negative thinking more accessible. It's like creating a superhighway for negativity with multiple lanes for frustration, anger, and disappointment. The biochemical cascade of complaining. Here's where it gets scientifically fascinating. Complaining doesn't just happen in your head, it triggers a full-body biochemical response. When you complain, your body releases a cocktail of stress hormones. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone that floods your system. Adrenaline, preparing your body for a fight or flight response. Norepinephrine, increasing alertness and emotional reactivity. These hormones aren't just temporary visitors. Repeated complaining creates a chronic stress state that fundamentally alters your physiological functioning. It's like running a car engine in the red zone continuously. Eventually, something has to break. The social ecosystem of complaints. Complaining isn't an isolated individual behavior, it's a complex social phenomenon with intricate group dynamics. Researchers have discovered that complaints function as a form of social bonding, a twisted version of connection where people unite through shared negativity. Think about workplace conversations, family gatherings, or social media interactions. How often do people connect? Through mutual frustrations. It's a psychological trap, a false sense of intimacy created through collective suffering. The quantum perspective of complaints. Emerging research in quantum psychology suggests that our thoughts and words have an energetic signature that extends beyond our immediate perception. Each complaint creates a vibrational frequency that impacts not just our immediate environment, but potentially our broader life trajectory. This isn't mystical thinking, it's an emerging understanding of how consciousness interacts with reality. Your complaints aren't just words, they're precise instructions to your subconscious mind about what to expect and create in your life. Advanced complaint transformation strategies. Building on our previous practices, here are more sophisticated techniques to rewire your complaining habit. Practice 4. The complaint deconstruction method. Identify the complaint. Write down exactly what you're complaining about. Emotional archaeology. What's the underlying emotion driving the complaint? Solution mapping. List 3 specific actions you could take to address the root cause. Gratitude reframe. Find one positive aspect of the situation. Practice 5. The 24-hour complaint detox. Complete silence on complaints for an entire day. Use a physical tracker like a rubber band on your wrist. Every time you catch yourself about to complain, pause and take 3 deep breaths. Replace the complaint with a solution-oriented statement. Practice 6, the systemic complaint analysis. Create a weekly complaint journal with these columns: date, specific complaint, emotional trigger, potential solutions, outcome, visualization. This isn't just journaling, it's strategic personal development. You're creating a diagnostic tool for your own mental and emotional patterns. The economic model of personal potential. Let's extend our earlier metaphor of complaints as a financial tax. Your personal potential is like a high-yield investment account. Every complaint is a withdrawal that doesn't just reduce your current balance, it impacts your future earning potential. Consider successful individuals across various fields: entrepreneurs, artists, scientists, leaders. What separates them isn't just talent or opportunity, it's their ability to redirect complaint energy into creative problem solving. Case studies in complaint transformation. Medical innovation. Many groundbreaking medical treatments emerged from doctors who refused to complain about existing limitations and instead imagined new possibilities. Technological revolution. Most tech innovations came from individuals who saw current systems as opportunities for improvement, not reasons to complain. Social change. Historical movements weren't driven by complainers, but by individuals who transformed frustration into strategic action. The psychological immunity system. Just as our body has an immune system to fight physical threats, we can develop a psychological immunity system against complaining. This isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about processing them constructively. Psychological immunity involves emotional intelligence, adaptive thinking, resilience, solution-oriented mindset. Final insights beyond complaining. As we conclude this exploration, understand that eliminating complaints isn't about forced positivity. It's about developing a sophisticated approach to life's challenges. Your complaints are like unprocessed emotional data. Each one contains valuable information about your expectations, fears, and potential growth areas. The goal isn't to ignore them, but to extract their underlying wisdom. Imagine yourself as a sophisticated system, part computer, part creative engine, part emotional processor. Complaints are simply unrefined input waiting to be transformed into breakthrough insights. The ultimate question isn't whether you complain, it's whether you have the courage to listen to what your complaints are really telling you about yourself and your potential. Your life is not a problem to be solved, it's a reality to be created. One thought, one choice, one moment at a time. Silence the complaints. Amplify your possibility.